Hi everybody, this is Jeremiah from jeremiahbyerly.com. Hot off the heels of the breakthrough of how to install Windows 10 on an external USB hard drive I was able to make a couple months ago. I just had a really exciting breakthrough last night, and that is Windows 10 with all of the Mac drivers on a microSD card with a half-height sheath here that can fit right into the SD card on the Mac. So this means that you can put Windows on this SD card and it won't take any space on your internal hard drive. And on the Pro version, if you have an existing boot camp drive with all your files and applications installed, I have a script that moves it to one of these, and then you can start booting off that and free up hard drive space. So as you know, it's really hard to free up hard drive space on the Mac, especially if you have a small hard drive, like 128 gigabytes like I do. So this is really, really helpful. So just to show you right now, I do not have Boot Camp installed here. It's just one giant logical volume. And if you've used the tutorial that's listed on this page for the hard drive, you know that when you boot, it's a little different. From normal boot camp booting. This is more similar. I got some of the edges smoothed out. So I'm going to go ahead and put the SD card into the SD card slot on my MacBook Air. Sorry, just got one hand here, guys. Okay, so that's kind of cool because it sits, I don't know if you can really see this or not. There it goes. Okay, so it sits really flush in there. So you can kind of drop it in there. You can see that, and just let it go, and it sits there, and you have Windows ready to go anytime. This is a lot handier than the hard drive because, you know, it's just there. So, okay, that's my Texera trial thing. Usually that wouldn't happen. So anyway, disk utility. So now I'm just going to go ahead and restart the Mac. And then when I restart, I'm going to hold down the Option key, which is the standard button to choose your startup device. And so, okay, we got a reboot now. So I'm holding an Option key. And then I'll have two options pop up. One is Mac OS, business as usual. That's the internal hard drive. And the other one is the SD card, which has the nice label of Windows on it. So I'll go ahead and select Windows. And again, this is not on my internal hard drive. This is on the card. It's over here. So I'm going to go ahead and enter on that. There's a slight delay while the Mac senses the card. This is something new. It usually is not booting an operating system off the SD card. And then it'll trigger. And then we get Windows 10. Now this only works with Windows 10, and it only works with MacBooks with an SD card in it, or SD card slot. So there's two caveats right there, right off the top. I haven't tested it with every model, but this is all pretty standard. But what's cool about this one that seems to work even better than the one that I did earlier is that all of the function keys work in this, which is really, really handy. Just a lot of the Mac drivers in general just work a lot more solid using this method, and it's really, really fast. Like, I haven't done much testing on it yet, but I just installed, oh gosh, where did I put it? The Liquid Sky client. Yeah, there it is. Liquid Sky client. So what I'm gonna do with Liquid Sky client is, you know, I boot my SD card, log in Liquid Sky, and then I can utilize the 3D graphics in my Mac to play video games on my MacBook in super high resolution using the Liquid Sky engine. So that was one of my motivating factors, was to be able to play some games on my Mac hardware. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, it works really nice. It's really super fast. I don't have any problems with it. All the drivers seem to work really well, and doesn't take any hard drive space. So anyway, there you have it. There is the example.